Embarkation Day. You know, it's supposed to be the official start of your vacation, right? But for a lot of first-timers, it can feel more like a pop quiz you didn't study for. You've got bags, you've got documents, there are lines. It can feel like a whole lot. But don't you worry. We are going to give you the ultimate cheat sheet to turn all that first-day stress into pure, poolside-ready excitement.
So, if you're sitting there wondering, how in the world do I get from my front door to that first celebratory drink on the pool deck without a major meltdown? You are definitely not alone. It can really seem like this massive logistical puzzle, but trust me, it is a well-oiled machine. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how it all works, piece by piece.
All right, it's cruise morning. The day is finally here. The big bags are pretty much packed, but hold on. Before you just rush out the door, there are a couple of last-minute checks that are going to make your entire day go so much smoother. This is where a truly great stress-free embarkation day begins.
Okay, here's your first pro tip, and you're going to thank me for this one. Don't just pack these documents away somewhere deep in your bag. Keep them physically in your hand or in a super accessible pocket. Why? Because you'll need to flash them multiple times before you even get on the ship. And you really don't want to be that person holding up the line, frantically digging through a suitcase. I want you to think of your carry-on as your day one go bag. See, your big suitcases, they get whisked away by a porter right at the curb, and honestly, they might not show up at your cabin for a few hours. So this bag, this has everything you need to start your vacation immediately. And that swimsuit, oh, that's your golden ticket to hitting the pool hours before most other people have even found their rooms.
So, you've done it. You've made it to the port. And your first impression might just be, well, controlled chaos. You'll see porters, signs everywhere, and tons of excited people. But I promise you, underneath all that buzz is a very clear process, and it's all designed to get thousands of people just like you from the curb to the ship as smoothly as possible.
And here's how that whole process breaks down into 4 really simple steps. First, you'll see porters right at the curb. You hand your large, tagged suitcases to them. Easy. Next, you head into the terminal for a quick document check. After that, it's basically like airport security, a quick screening. And finally, you'll hit the check-in desk, get that all-important key card, and you are officially on vacation. See? It's a flow, not a free-for-all.
Now this is important. Pay close attention to your assigned arrival window. The cruise lines stagger these times for one simple reason: to prevent a massive traffic jam at the terminal. You don't have to show up hours early, but you know what? Arriving right at the beginning of your assigned window is such a smart move. It almost always means less waiting around and more time actually enjoying the ship. And just like that, you've made it. You walk across that gangway, you hear the little beep as your key card is scanned, and suddenly you're standing in the ship's massive, glittering atrium. It's an amazing moment. But after that initial wow, the most common question I hear is, well, what on earth do we do now?
And yep, this is the classic first-timer dilemma. You're on this incredible floating resort, but your home base, your stateroom, it's probably not going to be ready until around 2 p.m. or so. So the question is, how do you spend these first few really exciting hours?
This is where that little carry-on bag becomes your absolute best friend. The first stop for most people, the buffet. It's always open on Embarkation Day, and it's a great place to start. This is also the perfect time to explore the ship while it's still relatively empty. You can go find your muster station, get the kids all registered for the youth clubs, or, and this is my personal favorite, find a bar, any bar, and grab that official I'm on vacation drink.
Okay, so while you're exploring and having fun, there are just a couple of very quick but very important tasks you should probably tick off your list on day one. I promise. Getting these done early means you can just fully, completely relax for the rest of your trip. So if you've ever heard horror stories about the old muster drill, you can officially 100% relax. The days of standing in a crowded line on a hot deck wearing a big, bulky life jacket, they are long gone. The new e-muster system is so simple. You just watch a quick safety video on your phone, then you pop by your assigned station so a crew member can check you in. It literally takes a few minutes, and it is completely painless.
Okay, listen up because this is a non-negotiable tip. Download your cruise line's app before you leave home. Seriously, think of it as your remote control for the entire vacation. It's how you'll do that safety drill, check the daily schedule, make dinner reservations, and just figure out your way around the ship. Just get the app. You'll be glad you did.
All right, the afternoon is rolling on. You've eaten, you've explored, your cabin is ready, and you can kind of hear the ship's horn warming up in the distance. The energy on board really starts to build as we get closer and closer to the main event. Sail away.
So this timeline pretty much lays out the entire day for you. And as you can see, it's a series of clear milestones. It's not some chaotic rush.
You know, from arriving at the port around 11:30 to hitting that awesome sail-away party at 4:30, there's a natural rhythm to the day that is absolutely designed to be stress-free.
So sometime in the afternoon, like magic, your checked luggage will just appear outside your cabin door. Now, it's super tempting to try and do everything all at once. Unpack completely, run to a show, have a late dinner, but remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Unpack the essentials, sure, but don't feel pressured. Pacing yourself on day one is the real secret to having a great rest of the week.
You know, this quote really sums it all up perfectly. The entire process, from the moment you arrive, is designed to handle all the tricky logistics for you, so that once you step on board, your only job is to relax and just start your vacation.
So, with this whole blueprint in your back pocket, the process should feel a whole lot less intimidating and a whole lot more exciting, right? Which brings us to the final and most important question. When you walk onto that ship for the very first time, what's going to be your first move? Are you making a beeline for the buffet? Heading straight for a cocktail at the pool bar? Or maybe just finding a quiet deck chair to watch the world go by? The choice is all yours.
Ready for a travel experience that's truly elevated? Reach out to Siobhan at wanderkeep.com or just scan the QR code and let's start planning your next unforgettable journey, because your journey deserves to be elevated.